Again, we're about to smoke some sweet ribs right now. First, before we begin, a couple things. You need a smoker, of course, and the ingredients we got here. As you can see, they all sitting out. We got a 1/4 cup of salt. We have a 1/4 cup of sugar. We have about 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. We have 2 tablespoons of black ground pepper. We got 2 tablespoons of garlic powder. We got 1 tablespoon of onion powder. We got 2 tablespoons of chili powder, 1 tablespoon of paprika. Then we got 1 tablespoon of cumin. Here we got the barbecue sauce that I made last video. We're going to use that in this video. And also we have 2 more tablespoons of brown sugar, and we got a cup of apple juice. Okay, now you need a whisk and of course a container for the juice and to brush the ribs. Along with that, this recipe right here makes 4 racks of ribs. Not necessarily pork. You can have beef ribs. You can have whatever type of rib that you like or that you enjoy. Now, before we begin, we want to make sure that the rib that we have is defrosted. Some come frozen, so we want to make sure it's defrosted. Okay, so we begin to add all of our ingredients. We got the sugar, we got the salt, we got the brown sugar, got the black pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, chili powder, our paprika, and our cumin. Now these right here are saved till later. So as we mix it all together, just making a dry rub. And like I said, then once again, this is my recipe for a dry rub. You can use whatever dry rub that you're familiar with. But as long as that's mixed together, you might have clumps from the brown sugar, but that's okay. All right, now we take our ribs, and we're going to put a light coat of dry rub on both sides, okay? And you want to make sure it is on both sides. Just like that. Now, once you got the dry rub on both sides, you want to seal it. The first layer, wrap tightly with plastic wrap. And then you want to seal that with foil. And you want to make sure it's nice and tight. Nice and tight. That way it's locking in the juices and everything is snugged onto the ribs. And then you want to let this refrigerate for about 30 minutes prior to cooking. The longer you let it sit and refrigerate, the more the flavors is going to be inside the rib. Now that the ribs have been refrigerated for about 30 minutes, you want to unwrap them. And now we're about to get ready to smoke them. So as we take all the wrapping stuff off, we want to make sure that our smoker is set up using any kind of wood chips, cherry, pecan, maple, mesquite. I got pecan wood chips in it now, so get that flavor up in there. And we see how marinated that the steak is with the dry rub, with the juices and everything like that. First thing you want to cook bone side up. This side facing down, this side facing up. All right, so we place it on the grill. And then we close our top, making sure our grill is set up to about 280 degrees. And we're gonna let that smoke for about an hour, not even touched. Now, while that's cooking, we can go ahead and mix our little marinade moist sauce. You want to keep it moist and keep from drying out. So we got a cup of apple juice, and we got about 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Barbecue that we made last video. And then we want to take our wire whisk and we want to stir it around. Basically just to break up the brown sugar. All right. And then we want to let that cook. After the hour, then you're going to begin to baste it with the apple juice mixture that you have here. Baste it every 30 to 45 minutes until it's fully cooked. Now it takes about 3 to 4 hours to cook, so you have to keep on flipping it. Every time you baste it, let it cook, and then flip it over, baste the other side, and let it cook. Remember to baste it every 30 to 45 minutes to keep the ribs from drying. Now, once 3 to 4 hours has passed and the ribs are nice and soaked in, it's no longer pink, and you can peel it, basically the skin away from the bone, you cover it in foil and you let it rest for 10 to 15 minutes. After you let it rest 10 to 15 minutes, you have a nice, sweet, smoky barbecue sauce, and it should be tender all the way around. Nice glaze on it to the touch. Again, this is Chef Perry. You guys be safe. Peace.